Hey there, Contractor Cav here with Overseas Contractor Academy, and today we're going to be telling you about the two main problems that you may encounter when first becoming an overseas contractor: no information and misinformation. Stay tuned for that, and crazy credits and outtakes at the end as always. See you in 12 seconds. Becoming an overseas contractor is a bit like making it to the big league. But instead of natural gifts or God-given talent being the key, here the golden ticket to enter is information. You've got to know how the system works. You've got to know where to look for the open positions. You've got to learn how to make yourself look like a great candidate for those open positions. And lastly, you need to know what to expect once you get a job so that you can perform well once you're there. Every step of the way, you need the right knowledge in order to be successful. So obviously, the first big problem you're going to encounter is no information. There are a few scattered blog posts out there on the interwebs talking about one person's experience in this place or that. Or maybe an overseas job site here or there where you can look at some jobs. But in general, there's this huge void of available information about the industry as a whole that you can actually use. No one tells you anything useful. The other big problem you're likely to have is that what little information you can find might not be accurate. Or maybe it was true at one time years ago, but now it's no longer true. Much of what's out there is based on some person's experience working one job in one country for 1 year and then returning home. That's not exactly what I would call an expert. That person only knows about their own limited experience. So it's about as useful as the information that Baghdad Bob gave us during the invasion. In my travels around Southeast Asia, I have run into a surprising amount of defense contractors. It's a very popular destination for people's R&R trips for a reason. Drink on the beach during the day, party your ass off at night. When I talk to the contractors I meet, they assure me they can tell me all about being a contractor and can even help me get a job if I want. I let them run with it. Let them play Brian Williams. After a few beers and talking for a while, they'll usually admit they've only been doing it for about a year and they only know about their one area they work in. As an example of this, the guy who first put the idea into my head to become an overseas contractor was a friend I ran into when he was back in town to visit his parents. We talked over a few rounds and he let me know what he'd been up to and even offered to help get me a job with his company. Unfortunately, he worked for a company that did Intel work only. I don't have an Intel background, so no dice. We're talking about a guy who's been working as a defense contractor for 2 years, and yet he doesn't even know what kind of work his own company does. The point is, he was so ignorant, he didn't even fully understand his own company, let alone the industry as a whole. It's just an odd phenomenon, this total lack of understanding of how things really are. In no other industry have I seen so much misinformation. So this was just yet another reason it made sense to build a course to completely educate people about the industry as a whole and how to get six-figure jobs overseas. There's just a huge lack of good information out there. The main reason is probably because most companies make you sign a non-disclosure agreement when you're employed with them. The purpose of those NDAs is they don't want you disclosing the company's vital information to its competitors.
That's classified.
But you are still allowed to talk about what it's like to live and work in whatever country you were in. You can still tell a story of how you got away with Bob and Betty in the bomb shelter. So there are still things you can say. You've just got to be careful. So for these reasons, there's this void. Either a total lack of information, or what little you can find is about as useful as a pocket full of broken assholes. People either don't know about it at all, or they have limited experience. Or the ones that do have good experience and industry knowledge fear the non-disclosure agreements that they signed, so they don't share what they know. And thus, very few people are going to help you get your foot in the door. Or of course, you could learn from people who actually know and want to teach you. The choice is yours. Odds are really high you already have enough qualifications to get an overseas job. All you need is the right knowledge and the courage to make it happen. So roll up your sleeves and get your ass to work finding your next overseas job. It'll change your life, guaranteed. Hey there, people out in YouTube land. We've got a lot of videos planned, and we're going to be putting out new content every week. So hit subscribe. Thanks for watching. And today we're going to be talking about the two main problems you may encounter. You're likely to encounter.
Can you just put your collars down and let us take off?
I wish I had some fucking wings. Definitely not with it today. Alright. That ain't open. This is not good. We got the blind leading a blind. You can't even keep up with me speaking.